What's up, guys? Back with another episode of Mike and V Sports Talk. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit about the finals matchup with our Knicks. And the NFL has been bugging recently, so we're just going to be getting into that too. I'm Mike.
I'm V.
And here we go.
The Knicks have finally found their opponent. The Spurs win Game 7 over the Thunder. Wemby shows out, goes crazy, starts crying at the end of the game there. Very emotional win for him and the rest of the Spurs. And honestly, you know, the win that the rest of the country wanted. We didn't want to see Shea, the flopper, in the finals. But to me, the biggest and worst performer of that game, Chet Holmgren.
All series.
2 shots, yeah, honestly, all series. 2 shots, 1 for 2 from the field. Absolutely boxed by Wemby. Did not look like he wanted to be there. Was getting bitched. It was a bad performance from him. A guy who's making $40 million next year. Not a good look for him, and not a good look for the Thunder. After coming off that incredible season last year and having 60-plus wins again this year, getting knocked off by a team, all people who have not been in a playoff run except for Harrison Barnes. So pretty rough for them, but
Yeah. Any other team, I think it's a win. You make it to the Western Conference Finals. Considering that they did win the finals last year, I think that this is definitely a disappointment. Bunch of young guys need some contracts, so it's going to get interesting from here. Do they bring somebody in? Do they re-sign their guys and run it back? Do they trade a couple guys?
I think you
We'll
got to
see.
send. I think you got to send either J-Dub or Chet out of there, man. Somebody's got to go because they're not going to have, like you said, enough money
Yeah.
to keep those role players. And honestly, they got Shea at the top, but the reason that they win isn't because they have a big three. It's because they have those elite role players out there
They're a deep
doing
team,
things,
yeah,
making plays. Caruso,
complete team.
A.J. Mitchell, Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, anyone you want to say. I mean, they've got the best bench in the league. So they have to figure that out. Obviously, Hartenstein has a big contract as well. So a lot of options there for the Thunder, I should say.
yeah.
But guess what? They got one of the best GMs in the game, Sam Presti. You know he's going to be looking to make a lot of moves, and guess what? They have a ton of draft capital as well. So they're not going to be in a bad position going forward at all. Now, moving over to San Antonio, who won the game, and we should give them all the credit in the world because it is an absolute feat to beat the defending champion in your first playoff run as a team. All those guys there, give the credit to Wemby, give the credit to De'Aaron Fox, give the credit to every single guy in that squad because they showed out and balled out in Game 7 there.
Yeah, I mean, such a young team, too.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary moving forward. But to move kind of into, like, the Knicks have to play them now.
Yeah.
So now I rooted for them all series
Mm-hmm.
in the Western Conference Finals, but now, beat it. What do you think the keys are for the matchup? Speak a little bit about that.
My biggest thing for this matchup between Knicks Spurs, what do the big men look like, right? Obviously, Wemby's the best player in this series, arguably the best player in the world at this point. What can Mitch and Cat do to stop him, and what can Cat do on offense to kind of pull Wemby out of the paint and give the rest of the Knicks opportunities inside, right? Because Wemby, obviously being the most influential player on the Spurs, both offensively and defensively, he carries a lot of gravity with him, and especially on offense there, Cat is a liability defensively, but Mitch can really stop him, and we've seen it in the NBA Cup. We've seen it in the regular season. Now, obviously, different scenario than the playoffs, but you're hoping that a Mitchell Robinson can kind of get in there and be sort of a Wemby, not a stopper, but a slower down kind of person who can get to Wemby and hold him in those minutes that you don't have Cat on the floor.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're definitely better geared than the Thunder as far
Yeah.
as big men.
For sure.
Between, listen, we can foul him. We
Mhm.
can foul him. We have enough guys to be able to guard him. We have Mitch. We have Cat. OG can probably guard him a little
For
bit
sure.
too. So
For sure.
I think as long as if we get into foul trouble, I don't think we'll be in foul trouble. I think we match up a little bit better against the Spurs than we would have had against the Thunder.
Yeah.
I trust Brunson to guard Castle. I do. I think the key is just going to be stopping Wemby, kind of rattling him because you could tell he's pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Things went his way in the last series, but now you're playing the Knicks, you're playing New York. I don't expect it to be as easy for him to look like a superstar, or he's going to look like a superstar. He's one of the best players in the world, but I don't think it's going to be as easy for him, considering Chet won't be guarding him. Now you have a rotation of 3 kind of guarding him. They're all going to be coming fresh at him, and they all play physical,
Yeah.
even Cat. So, and I was honestly very impressed with Cat this past
His
series.
defense has been
His
great in
defense
the
has
playoffs.
been amazing. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, for sure. And again, when we talk about Wemby, right, he's in his third year. So physically, obviously, humongous at 7'4", and so gifted, both offensively and defensively, but still, I think, lacking a little bit on the strength side. And he kind of shies away sometimes from the physicality, obviously not against Chet, but in other situations that we saw throughout these playoffs against Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle and others. So it should be interesting to see, especially Cat, who likes to try to play physical, but doesn't really have the tool set, I don't think, to actually accomplish it. But definitely Mitch on the defensive end to slow down Wemby there. And it should be an interesting matchup to see. But the interesting thing about the Spurs, they've been a little banged up, but they're young guys, Castle, Dylan Harper, those draft picks stepping up in a huge way offensively in a way that not a lot of people thought, because honestly, De'Aaron Fox was supposed to be the guy who's commanding that offense. And not to say that he's been downright horrible, but he hasn't played well at all really in these playoffs. And so Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle have had to pick up that load, and they did a great job. Dylan Harper with the dagger 3 at the end there at Give Simmons. So it's looking crazy. And even the bench that they have, with Vassell and Carter Bryant as well, they have a good squad, man. So whatever way it goes, honestly.
They're in the finals. They're good. They're going to be good. They're real hot.
It's going to be a tough matchup.
Are they a little bit tired? We don't know. But I don't. Knicks have had a lot of rest now.
Yeah.
I don't always love that.
Yes.
Obviously, it's great. You rest up your players. Everyone's healthy for the series, but kind of ruins your momentum. I mean, we won,
for sure.
11
games in a row.
It was like 11 in a row, yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see.
You saw a little bit of rust there at the beginning of the Cavs series where they had a similar amount of rest. Yeah. And in game 1, obviously down 22 in the fourth quarter, they did come back and win. But you saw a lot of rust in those first 3 quarters of that game. So interesting to see if that'll happen again. But honestly, I do think for the situation that the Knicks were in, where you had Mitchell Robinson out of nowhere get an injury to his pinky, non-basketball related, which is kind of crazy. And then obviously OG's hamstring, which happened in the Sixers series. Those are the kinds of things where you want extended rest, and you want that time for guys to get right and be at 100%, so you have your best squad on the floor. You're playing so well, though, that it could be a detriment, but honestly, I think having your best guys out there is more important than trying to get hot shooting, because that can come and go, right? You trust that your guys are going to make shots, but you're not going to be able to trust those guys if they're not available. Yeah. So I think that's a big deal.
I like the rest, especially because the Spurs just went 7 in a very physical series. Mm-hmm. I think we definitely have the advantage on the rest side, obviously. I think the key is honestly going to be to get to Wemby and get to him early and get him on the ground, make his 7'4" ass stand up, get off the ground, banged up. He needs to feel the series. Like, he needs to really make the business decision to keep on getting up, basically.
I agree.
We have 3 guys, like I just said, to be able to, 2-3 fouls each. Yeah. That's 6-7 fouls. Sorry.
Even if you want to throw
6 to 7 fouls on Wemby, he's going to start feeling that, man. He's going to be a little bit more hesitant. That's all I'm saying.
Even if you want to throw a Josh Hart at him, I mean, you can too. There's a lot of ways to go as far as trying to guard him. You saw Caruso guarding him from the Thunder. There's a lot of ways to go. Now, I have a question for you. This is something that I've really enjoyed seeing now. The new court that they have for the finals, where they have the finals logo in the center of the court. Like, dislike, how do you feel about that coming back?
I love it.
Yeah?
I love it. Because I did go on a kind of like a basketball hiatus.
Yeah.
And when I really was watching basketball and really interested, that reminds me of like Kobe years. And like I just love the logo being there. I think it
makes
really
you feel it,
makes
right?
the moment
yeah,
a little
exactly.
bit more. Like, especially from a viewer just on a TV. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's, I think, a great addition, or I shouldn't say addition, but something that they brought back. Huge, because there was a lot of complaints about that last year, how it didn't really feel like the finals. It just felt like another game in the regular season or just a regular playoff game.
I think that's been kind of like an issue in the NBA.
I agree.
A lot of the fans, you just turn on a TV, you see a game. You don't really, there's nothing to it.
You're not there feeling the moment. And I think in this situation, probably since Warriors-Cavs, you're going to feel the energy in a way that you haven't.
There's 2 fan bases that are very
passionate.
Man. I mean, San Antonio, they do not play about basketball over there. And
they
obviously
got
in New York, we're seeing all these reels and TikToks of what's going on in New York just after winning the Eastern Conference Finals. I can only imagine if their finals win.
It's going to be crazy.
Moving towards the actual series, what do you see game 1? For me, personally, I could see us going down game 1. I could see it. Like you say,
100%.
we're in San Antonio. We're on a bunch of rest.
Yep.
These dudes are hot. I could see us kind of picking up in the back half of the series, and I'm gonna say it right now, Knicks in 6.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we should get into some predictions
Yeah.
about that for the series.
I can see us dropping game 1. now.
I'm
can
going to
see it.
say, as far as game 1 goes, I also think we lose game 1. As much as I hate to say it, that extended rest is so massive, and it's
can
going
see us
to
coming out
cause
slow,
some
man.
rust.
Missing some shots.
And
I can
yeah,
see it.
not for nothing. They've been shooting at an all-time pace. So
Yeah.
for that to be expected to continue is just ridiculous. It's not going to happen,
Especially after
unfortunately.
over a week of rest.
Exactly. If it
It's hard
does,
to keep them hot.
if
you know?
that continues, this team is like a
this is one
godsend.
of the
It's
best teams we've ever
insane.
seen.
I don't know what could explain that, but I highly doubt that would happen. So I agree with you as far as game 1. I do think the Knicks are going to lose, unfortunately, but I do think going into game 2 is where they have that advantage. If you take game 2,
see that.
you have the momentum going back home into MSG, and you try and take those 2 games at home and go up 3-1 potentially. I would say
I think game 2 is really what it is. Honestly, I'm okay with losing game 1 if it's a good game, and you're getting to Wemby and you're really starting to like kind of make him bruise him up a little bit. I could see if they wear him down. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. You can drop game 1, but you better go win game 2. If you go down 2-0, not ideal.
No, not ideal at all, especially against a team like that with experience against elite teams that
And they
played.
get a little confidence going too,
That's the
and that
thing.
team starts playing a lot better.
I would say for both teams here, winning the first quarter, winning the third quarter, and dominating in those areas is where you'll win these games in this
start
series.
the game, come out
Right.
of half hot.
If you can come out in the first quarter and bludgeon a team, be up 15, 20 points going into the second, obviously there's a lot of time left, but mentally it's just draining, right? Especially even in the second half. Hey, we game plan for this, and then bang, you take a bigger lead. Like that's the kind of thing that wins series, wins these games in important spots right here. NBA Finals, no bigger stage. You said Knicks in 6. I'm going to say Knicks in 7 just because the Spurs are really good, man. But
they
hey,
are.
we always rock with New York, baby. Knicks in 7.
So as I said earlier, the NFL has been bugging. Yesterday, June 1st.
Restart.
Yeah, I need to. I almost said July.
You can't say yesterday either. Just say June 1st because it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just say June 1st.
Yeah.
So as I said at the intro, the NFL has been bugging. June 1st, Myles Garrett gets traded. A.J. Brown gets traded. Odell Beckham Jr. reunites with
Yep.
the New York Giants,
Crazy stuff.
along with Braxton Berrios and
Juju Smith
and
and
whoever else they
moves
were
that
signed.
don't move any needle. But we can talk about that.
But let's get into Myles Garrett. I feel like
Yeah.
we have to.
Yeah.
What do you feel about this?
Listen, the Rams are in a win now situation. We talked about it a little bit before we started recording. This is their window. You don't know what you're going to get after Stafford. You don't know, potentially McVay might leave. I saw a video about him not really loving coaching as much until he won. So interesting stuff over there, but definitely your window to win, right? And going all out, getting a guy like Myles Garrett, obviously you got to get rid of Verse there. Not ideal. He's a great player, and you wish him the best of luck. But hey, Myles Garrett is, I mean, arguably the best guy.
I think he's the best player
line.
in football. I think, honestly, I think he's the best player.
If you want to talk about best defensive player, I'll give you that. I'll give you that on Myles Garrett because I don't think there's anybody who's more influential in game wrecking than Myles Garrett is, and he didn't even have that talented of a defense around him in Cleveland.
Well,
and he just
for a couple years he did.
no, I'm talking about this last
this
year.
last,
you know,
it's been all him over there in Cleveland.
all him, and they
him.
still ended up with some sort of a mediocre defense basically because of him. And so you put him on a team like the Rams where they have great coaching, you got great players around him on that line and in the back of that secondary, like this is going to be a team to be reckoned with. And you know exactly what they're doing, playing against the Seahawks. And can they beat that team? Who wins that division? Likely coming out of the NFC, in my opinion. Obviously, we're talking about this in June. You don't know what it's going to look like when you get to
Some
December.
things could change.
Crazy stuff can happen, but as of right now, I like the Rams a lot as a squad. They went really deep last year in the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened again this year.
I could see a team having the number one offense and number one defense.
Yeah.
In the entire league.
100%.
We saw the Rams trade earlier for Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think that's a great move. Now they have a top guy in the back and a top guy right up front. I think this defense is not to be messed with.
Not at all.
They have other guys there too. But as far as like the actual trade, I think it makes sense for both sides. Obviously, you have Stafford they just re-signed him for what, 2 years?
2 years.
2-year deal. So
$50 million a year.
and I think he's probably done after that.
Yeah, I wouldn't
it's
see
safe to
him.
say.
I wouldn't see him going any further than that.
I don't think he's going to have to, especially if he does win a Super Bowl.
No.
Or if they don't win a Super Bowl with this team, I think regardless he retires. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's no
I
better
just
situation.
There isn't a better situation. No.
I think it makes perfect sense. Jared Verse, I honestly love him. I've always loved him since his rookie year. But it does make sense to go out and get Myles Garrett and win right now because Puka Nacua is still on his rookie deal.
Yep.
You got Stafford for 2 years. Great offense. You got McVay running it.
Yeah.
And then on defense, now you have McDuffie and you have Myles Garrett along with the others that are very good. The whole defense was good last year. Now imagine with Myles Garrett. I think it's a great deal for both ends, honestly.
It's what we call a win-win trade because at the end of the end, we say that now. Again,
Well,
football,
Jared Verse is about to enter his prime.
for sure.
One
for
team
sure.
is building. One team is ready to go.
To make a determination
sense.
on who wins and loses the trade, we do have to see football be played. But as of right now, I see this as a win-win trade, right?
Do you think so? This was my question this whole time when I seen this trade because of their first-round draft pick with the quarterback. Do you think that they didn't wait to go get a quarterback knowing that they're not going to have a first-round pick coming up?
It's tough, right? Because, again...
I was trying to make sense of all of this.
Again, I don't think they're thinking in terms of the future right now. I think they're just thinking
Then why
about...
do you draft a quarterback first round?
I know, but here's the thing. He just sits behind him.
I think he's learning.
Like,
right?
he's just... The best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, Rodgers, Brady, sat behind people before they played, right? Peyton Manning got absolutely knocked around his first couple of years in the league and then obviously turned into an MVP. I don't think you want that anymore in this kind of league. I think it's better to learn
I think it's
behind
been proven
people.
time and time again to not have a rookie out there and then their sophomore slump happens and then their whole career is kind of fucked.
Shout out C.J. Stroud.
I can't even make sense of how bad he is at football. It makes no sense to me after his rookie year.
It's
he's
wild.
just progressively each and every year gotten worse while the team has gotten better somehow. That whole situation don't make sense.
It's rough.
But
moving on.
Let's move on. Hey man, Patriots made a trade. You're Patriots.
Shout out AJ Brown. Welcome to the squad, baby. You are what we needed this whole time. Stephon Diggs, hello, goodbye. You did your job. You kind of were a decent receiver one, but let's be real. He's out of his prime at this point. He's still got, some
He's a great number 2.
100%. At this point, great number 2. Honestly, if you wanted to say that he would have been a great number 2, I think for the entirety of his career, that's a guy that you would want.
He had some years, dude. He was
100%.
running football.
100%. But I think him as a number 2 option on a team, imagine that. Imagine that, right? So even right now, though, still a great player, off the field issues. But I do believe that A.J. Brown makes these Patriots so much better. They went out, they got Romeo Doubs in the offseason. They're looking to really make a push. Now, stuff, again, going on with this organization, as it always is. There's always some controversy. Who knows what the deal is going to be with Mike Vrabel. But I do like how we drafted. I do like the moves we made in free agency. Obviously, there's a lot of time still to make things happen. So, A.J. Brown, huge pickup. I'm not concerned about the picks. I saw a lot of people like, hey, they give up too much. No, you don't give up too much when you have an elite quarterback and you're trying to make him get an elite receiver. Your opportunity to win right now, in my opinion. You have the coach that you want. You have the quarterback that you want. You've made moves to bolster up your offensive line. You've made moves to bolster up the rest of your offense. A lot of the tight ends are aging out, right? Hunter Henry getting older. Like, it's not time to play around. We've seen it happen with Joe Burrow. He went on that early streak of, hey, we're winning a lot of football games. He makes it to the Super Bowl. And then they've been semi-competitive for the last, 4 years, 5 years.
The defense is non-existent.
That's the thing. When you don't capitalize on your window, you never know when you're going to get back. Yeah. You never know when you're going to get back in any sport, honestly, in any sport. So I think the win now approach, in my opinion, is the best approach. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out. Shout out the Brooklyn Nets in 2021. But guess what? At least you're giving yourself a chance. And I think right now when you have the youth, you go and you try and take advantage of it. I don't care that he's a diva. If he's a diva, you get rid of him after 1 year if it doesn't work. But at the end of the day, that's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is you win a Super Bowl because this guy is still a top 5 receiver in the league, in my opinion. He goes up, gets the football, brings it down. He's a decent route runner. And guess what? He's a number 1 receiver. The Patriots haven't had a true number 1 receiver since Randy Moss, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you could say what you want about Julian Edelman, great player, but in reality, he's a slot guy.
He's not a one.
He's not a
he's
one.
a fucking great receiver.
He's not a
He's
one,
great.
but he's a football player. He's a football player. So again, since Randy Moss, they haven't had a true number 1 receiver. This is that guy. Drake May, I think this is really going to be the test. You have an elite, in my opinion now, receiving core. Can you go and get the job done? Can you go back and show, against a super strong schedule now, what it takes to be an MVP in this league? Show that you deserve to win, because this is going to be a tough schedule to go through this year.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of AJ Brown. I'm a Cowboys fan. I think he's a diva.
That's
I think
fine.
He
We don't need you to be
wanted
a
the
fan.
ball. I think he wanted the ball, got the ball, didn't make anything happen with the ball.
That's fine.
I think that whole situation just need to be kind of thrown out.
100% agree.
I still think he's a great receiver.
Yeah.
And I would have honestly hated somebody giving up a first-round pick for a diva wide receiver if it wasn't the Patriots.
Yeah.
Patriots just kind of have something that makes it work. I don't know what it is. I thought Stephon Diggs was going to go to shit.
People buy
But
into our
that
organization.
didn't happen.
They
Yeah,
buy
I
into
think it's
winning.
because of your history of your
When
winning,
you-
and you guys are a very strict organization.
Yeah, when you play for the Cowboys and you haven't won in 30 years, it's a little harder to buy into winning and believe in that kind of thing. But when the Patriots
I can't
have
complain
proven,
about George Pickens, man. I can't.
You had plenty of complaints about George Pickens throughout the year.
Third-round pick, though.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
Third-round pick.
But like you said, AJ Brown is a great receiver. He is a guy who's going to be hopefully very impactful for the Patriots this year. And if not,
He will be. He
You
will
know,
be.
it
And
is-
it's going to come down to your O-line once again.
it is what it is.
You know what it is.
It is what it is, right? But moving on to, I think, honestly, the one that made the biggest news, if you want to just talk about headlines, OBJ back to the Giants. Long time coming, in my
It's
opinion.
fitting. It's fitting.
It's fitting. He's going to end his career here in New
He
York.
should.
I think that's the best thing, honestly, for both sides. Hopefully that OBJ can kind of mature and nurture a little bit Malik Neighbors, because he's going to need to turn into a true number 1 receiver. You've talked about him kind of being a little bit of a diva and thinking that he's the shit when he's, not all that yet.
Not necessarily. I just thought he was a little bit too young and didn't prove enough to be doing what he was doing. But I honestly, bro, Malik Neighbors is a baller, bro. He's a dog.
No shade whatsoever.
Not at all. The only thing that kind of concerns me, well, OBJ to the Giants, I think it's fitting. He's going to end his career there. He got his Super Bowl. He's going to end over there now. He's on the back half of his career. I'm almost kind of a little bit concerned with Malik Neighbors now.
Why?
You just signed 3 receivers, obviously all average guys, nothing that's going to compete with Neighbors.
Okay.
But a lot of reports are coming out that he might not even be healthy for the start of the season.
Now, what do you think is the motivation behind that? Do you think it's laziness? Do you think it's just bad recovery?
It's a horrible injury that he had. He tore apart his whole knee. I don't think it's got anything to do with it. He's too young to be doing that kind of stuff. He still needs his contract.
He had 9 months.
So I think he's
Or he will
100%.
have 9 months to have recovered, though.
Yeah, but he's on a first-round pick contract. He's not on the big contract yet.
That's
And
true.
these guys don't play about that. I wouldn't either. So I don't think it has anything to do with him. And
Are
his
you
recovery.
concerned? Are you concerned with how he'll perform post-recovery?
Well, number one, I'm concerned of when he is coming back.
Yeah.
It could be mid-year. And then I'm kind of concerned if the injury was really this bad, which I said at the beginning when he tore a couple things in his knee apart, dude.
Yeah.
That's not a great injury, and he has been injury-prone pretty much his career so far. So that's why I say I'm a little bit concerned. I don't need, I can see him coming back mid-season, not maybe being Malik Neighbors yet. I think maybe the next year following he'll get back to his normal self. But it's going to be interesting, dude. You got Micah coming off ACL, Neighbors, Mahomes, plenty of guys, but there's just those 3 big guys.
Yeah.
What ACL has been kind of
Trending in football.
not as a big of an injury anymore, but I think it's going to be interesting especially with Neighbors.
It's rough. I don't know necessarily how he'll perform off that injury. I think it's a good thing they went and got those receivers because they don't necessarily have to rely on him. Obviously, none of those guys are at his caliber,
Hell no.
at least anymore with OBJ.
no.
But
And
I
I
would
actually
s-
like all those guys. I
yeah,
like Barrios. I like.
a lot of people
I've
throw
always
shade at
liked
Juju.
OBJ.
A lot of people
Juju's
throw-
gonna get you your first down. He's
Yeah.
not gonna go for 200. but
He's your 3rd and 2
Yeah.
little zig route. Like
Yeah.
that's what
Possession
he's got.
catch.
Possession catch, holding down X. No, he's something. He's
Yeah.
something dancing on the logos, but
Yeah,
Juju's fine, and I think they did have to go out and get some moves. I will ask you this: do you think that they are going to compete this year with the moves that they've made, and assuming that guys come back healthy? Is it possible to say they push for a wild card spot?
I just feel like every year with the Giants, I'm like, oh, yo, they're gonna be good this year. I like Arvell Reese. I like their guys. I like how they got the O lineman now. Like, I like what they're doing. I really do. I like their coach. But like, if Neighbors isn't healthy, I can't see the offense providing that much. I know Scadaboo's coming off another crazy injury, dude. Dart concussion injuries already. Like with the Giants, I feel like there's just always something in the way.
It's tough.
But I mean, I could see like if everything goes well, I think their ceiling is like a wild card spot. In my opinion,
I like that.
Just having Philly and honestly a decent Cowboys team now. I mean, we haven't seen them on the field, but I could see their ceiling being the wild card. Their floor is just going to be regular old Giants. Like,
I don't see them being a team that loses, or I should say wins 3 games. I don't see that happening.
I don't.
They're not going to be like a
They're
top.
not going to be like the Jets, but like
They're not going to be like a top 5 seed in the draft on your low end. I do agree with you. On the high end, I do think they're up there as far as potentially making a playoff spot. Question becomes, do they have the pieces then to really make something happen in the playoffs? I don't really believe in that.
I don't think this year, but they're so young.
They're on the up. They have a new coach too. Shout out to Harbaugh. I think that was a good move. Big problem though for me. Jackson Dart's got to really learn
Actually,
how
I
to
might kind of take
play.
back what I just said about if Neighbors isn't on the field because honestly, Harbaugh has never really proven to need a number 1 receiver. Like ever. He's never really had that.
Okay. In Baltimore, pre-Lamar.
I'm sorry, everyone loves Zach.
No.
I'm
I'm talking about pre-Lamar.
Pre-Lamar.
Who did he have? Steve Smith. Rice.
Smaller guys.
Jacoby
He didn't have
Jones.
that like Malik Neighbors presence, where it's like he's gonna get you 100.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He plays more of like the run. Scadaboo's gonna be running at.
They didn't
ball,
have
Dart's gonna be
crazy
running.
guys.
So
That's fair. That's fair. Scat again, I think is tough coming off that injury.
Scadaboo is one of my favorite players in the NFL. That is a rough injury.
It's a rough injury.
I don't know if he's gonna be doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
But
what I think is most important though to their whole situation is the health of Jackson Dart. You gotta chill out with the running into people and stuff.
But that's what makes him so good. It's
Yes,
so hard to like say that to him. He's been playing that way his whole life.
But understanding this is the New York Football Giants, you are the face of that franchise now. A lot comes with that. It's not something to play around with here because you're playing around with your future, and that could be really bad.
They've gone since Eli without a quarterback.
He took some hard hits, dude. Some hard hits.
I don't want him to end up being.
We
like
even
a
talk
Tua.
about.
I don't want him to be like a Tua.
But we talk about this with Josh Allen. We talk about the same thing with Josh Allen. I think
Josh Allen never actually gets hurt.
Yeah, and I think that's crazy that he doesn't get hurt.
Of course,
I think
it's crazy. I think he's the best
and
quarterback
I think
in the
he should
NFL,
be
though.
a little bit more reserved as well.
Well, now later in his career, these injuries are going to catch up to him.
100%.
So I think,
but
yes,
you
at this
take
point.
you take that many hits over the span of I don't care how many years, it's going to catch up to you. But for this,
It's not just NFL either.
This
in college,
early,
they play even harder.
I know, but
And,
this
like,
early in his career to get hit, I mean, you
think
remember
it's a
that hit from the
problem. I think
Patriots
it's a
game? He
problem.
got popped.
yeah,
it's
a problem.
It's a problem. And you have him who plays like that. You got Scat who plays like that. Different position, obviously. But I don't know. Giants are going to be an interesting squad to look at this year. I do think, like you said, floor, regular Giants. Ceiling, wild card, they're not going to win a division. I think both of those teams, Cowboys, Eagles, are better than them. But, hey, Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo, Abdul Carter, they have a good foundation going forward for the future.
I'm excited about Arvell Reese. I really am. I think he's a baller.
Yeah.
I honestly think he's going to make up for if Abdul Carter doesn't pan out.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have a great rookie year. But I think he'll make up for that. Arvell Reese is a dog, bro.
Yeah. And don't forget, Mike and I have a big bet going that the Patriots have a better record than the Cowboys this season, as he believes that the toughest schedule in the league
And we
is
will
gonna,
be going each and every game win-loss.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing that.
We will be going through it, obviously, as the season that's a while away, but we'll be
It's
going
a long
through it
time from now.
every single week going forward as that comes up. But I will just say this, just to close here on this. A.J. Brown, we brought you in to be the number one receiver. We brought you in to win a Super Bowl. You've done it before. You can do it again with arguably 10 times a better quarterback, in my opinion, than the guy that you had. Just because Jalen Hurts is a winner doesn't make him a good quarterback. I don't even think he's top 15. We can discuss that if you want. You have an opportunity to build a true legacy. Don't be a diva. Don't be that guy who's like, whatever, I'm just here to play football, and then bitch about not getting the ball sometimes. This is Patriot football. If you want to be a winner, if you want to prove something, if you want to have a legacy, a true NFL career that matters, because there's number one receivers who come and go, who don't actually matter in the scheme and legacy
It's
of
a
the game.
saturated position.
It's a saturated position. If you want to be one of those guys that's remembered forever, you got to come and show up and be a team player and not bitch about the ball if you only get 3 passes for a game but the Patriots win by 30, right? You got to show up and be that guy and lead us to a Super Bowl, man. Let's go.
All right, guys, this was another episode of Mike and V Sports Talk. We'll be back very shortly after Game 1 of the NBA Finals. But for now, I'm Mike.
I'm V.
We'll see y'all later.